Raven.
I'm Taylor.
And this is Strange Narratives.
We're back.
Welcome back. How are you?
I'm in a mood.
I'm in a mood too. I'm in a good mood though.
We just had uncontrollable giggles there for a second.
Much needed.
Yes.
Much needed. I have had a crazy day. Or not even crazy day, crazy week.
Yeah, seriously, with everything going on at work, and it's day before Thanksgiving. Happy Turkey Day. This is going to drop next week.
Next Thursday, so the week after Thanksgiving.
Hope you guys were full.
Yeah. That's the one thing, like, I've been having an argument with some people about, because, like, honestly, obviously, the history behind Thanksgiving is pretty bad.
We should have done an episode on it.
I thought about it. I kind of wish I had, but I don't know. It's something that I'm pretty sure we're all
very familiar with,
And I just, like, I don't celebrate it for, obviously, like, the tradition of it. I celebrate the people that matter to me. I just use this as a day kind of just a time that I make sure, not even just my family, but just people that in general that I care about or that mean something to me. I just want to make sure that I go and tell them, like, hey,
love you,
thankful for you, super glad you're in my life.
That's so sweet.
You know, I went to the dispo yesterday, and I told that to the lady at the dispo because she sees me all the time, and she, like, we talk, she knows me by my first name, like, she treats me, like, really good, and I wanted to make sure to go see her and, you know, tell her that I was just thankful that she was there. Like,
I love that.
I don't feel like enough people do that.
No.
And many of our holidays are just corporate money grabs now that, like, we miss the true meaning of, like,
gathering.
For the people that matter.
Yeah, for sure. I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, well, now I'm super excited for our second Friendsgiving tonight.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
There's never too many Friendsgivings in one month.
And all the nom-noms.
Yes. What are we doing tonight? Ham?
Yep. I did my ham. Hey, Dad, if you're watching this, I made your recipe, and I hope it is as good as yours.
What's the mac and cheese you're making?
I just got boxed mac and cheese. I didn't have enough time to.
What flavor? Is it just like normal cheesy flavor?
I think it's Gouda.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Feta.
Hell!
Excited.
Yes, I'm stoked. So
if we get distracted, you know we have food waiting for us after this episode.
We're really excited.
So, sorry. But how have you been?
I've been, you know, I don't know. I feel like this week, this month, this time of year for me is hell.
I can only imagine.
Struggle busing so hard, but
kids out of school more often. There's so many holidays and everything going on. Birthdays.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
So I was like really thankful that my parents took my oldest for several days. So I just had the baby. And I was like, cool, we'll decompress because it is fall break. So
yeah, rough. Not looking forward to.
But we're halfway done. So
guess it's supposed to snow really bad
tomorrow night.
Yeah.
I saw
tomorrow
that
through Saturday.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So that kind of sucks.
I'm gonna have to cancel all my plans.
I didn't have any. I don't know. I'll cancel work. That's my only plan.
I just don't want to break my other leg.
No, dude. You seriously, like...
I'm, like, traumatized.
I'm not even joking, dude. Get some bike shoes or something and just be extra cautious. Pay attention to every surface you walk on, especially when it's dark.
Oh, yeah. Well,
that's the black ice.
I think I need to just have a freaking headlamp on that way, so because there's no streetlights anymore.
Oh well, dude, I was straight up driving the other night, and I was thinking the same thing. Especially
it's
now,
so dark. Especially
it was
out
like
here.
It was 5:45, and I'm like, it is pitch black, and there are no streetlights anywhere.
It's insane.
This is so dangerous.
Yeah, it's awful. I'm like, no wonder why I didn't see the patch of ice.
Right? Yeah, you're literally walking in pure darkness. Fuck,
anyway,
dude. Yeah,
what are you going to talk about today?
I'm finally coming back with part 2 of Badass Queens.
Ooh, I'm excited.
We've tried a few different times to record this episode, and technical difficulties have been just
insane. At this point, it's like story of our lives.
Apparently,
we sound like dead records.
It's serious. So I switched it up a little bit. I picked some new ladies that I haven't done before. So
I'm excited.
These ones I'm actually really excited about because these ones, there's a lot of intrigue with these ones and a lot of drama.
Because I remember the ones that you were supposed to do, you were less excited about them than part 1.
Yeah, they definitely weren't as exciting as the first 4.
Okay.
Like, obviously nobody can live up to fucking Grace O'Malley or no, not O'Malley.
Badass Pirate Queen.
The Badass Pirate Queen.
Woo.
But, Woo.
Badass
fucking
actress.
Cleopatra.
Yeah.
Boudica. Nobody can stand up to
Amazing.
Boudica, dude.
Yeah.
So like when the original 4 I was gonna do, while they are incredibly influential and they've had a huge impact on our history and history in general, they're not as interesting.
Okay.
They just didn't grab me, which is funny. One of them that I do talk about, I mentioned in those first ones, and she kind of was just like a throwaway side character.
Okay.
I actually like her more than the other ones now, but we'll get to her.
Okay, I'm so excited.
So starting off, we are going to talk about Maria Theresa.
Okay. That sounds familiar. I feel like I've heard of her.
We'll get to it. We'll get to it. I could have literally just ruined it all right there, but no, we'll get to it. Maria Theresa was born May 13th, 1717.
Okay.
She was born at the Hofburg Palace in Vienna, Austria.
Ooh.
To the Holy Roman Emperor Charles VI. Damn, bro, you need a bigger title? See, even back then, they were compensating in whatever ways they could. Whatever ways they could.
Tiny peepee, big
Tiny
name.
peepee, had many names. and his wife, Elizabeth Christine of Brunswick.
Okay.
Excuse me. Maria Theresa's father was the last remaining male heir to the Habsburg throne, and fearing that he might not produce a son, Charles VI reformed the Salic law, which at the time prevented any female heir from succeeding their father. So he goes in and rewrites it to where in 1713 he issued the pragmatic sanction to ensure his eldest daughter's right to take over the throne when he died.
Hell yeah.
So in 1713, this dude was fucking fighting for women's rights.
We love you.
Mostly because he
Super
wanted,
long
like...
name, Charles VI.
Mostly because he wanted his bloodline to rule forever. But fuck it, dude. You gotta do what you gotta do. So at least he recognized his daughter as a viable, like... heir, and not just instantly dismissed her because she was a woman. Mm-hmm. Like, he actually fought for her in a way, which I appreciated.
She is my Padawan, and she is worthy of the master.
And she will kill the women and the younglings too.
Yeah.
In 1720, Charles worked tirelessly to earn support for the sanction from his crown lands and several of the great European powers. Over time, they begrudgingly agreed to honor the sanction. So,
begrudgingly?
Right, well, of course, because
I mean, I
God
get it.
forbid.
You're stepping away from tradition,
just
but at the same time,
imagine
it's like, this is going to help your heirs, if nothing else.
But just think about, like, how many great rulers could have existed but weren't solely because they were female and they were just instantly, like... tossed to the side.
Yeah.
Like, fuck you, dude. It's proven time and time again that they're better strategic minds. They're better with fucking people. They're better with economy. They're
rational.
better. They're way more rational and grounded in fucking morality than a fucking man is. But only men are capable of thinking rationally and more. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Y'all
whatever.
literally start wars over the dumbest shit.
The dumbest of shit. Her education and upbringing were typical of princesses at the time. Her studies focused on frivolous skills thought to benefit a young noblewoman. Despite the fact that Maria Theresa, who indeed still did not have a brother, was increasingly likely to inherit the Habsburg throne, she was ill-acquainted with affairs of the state. So they didn't try to prepare her at all, even though he wanted her to.
Wouldn't that be the most important thing? Because had it been your son,
you would have been
the day you pop
fucking,
out the womb,
they would have had a fucking book in front of his face saying, "This is how you rule people." Mm-hmm. It's fucking dumb. Trust me.
Interesting.
Charles VI had been encouraged by his trusted advisor, Prince Eugene of Savoy, to marry Maria Theresa off to a powerful prince. Instead, Charles VI allowed his daughter to marry for love. Aww.
Okay, so he's teetering.
Homeboy's trying,
trying.
dude. For the 1700s, that's fucking progressive.
Yeah, as hell.
Like, damn. That just brought a tear to my eye.
That's so sweet.
In 1736, Maria Theresa and her beloved Duke Francis Stephen of Lorraine were wed. Since Lorraine could potentially be incorporated into the Habsburg Empire, Duke Francis appeased France by conceding to trade his province for Tuscany.
Okay.
So he kind of like, I guess, gave up land in order to marry her?
He was like, money don't buy love.
I get it, whatever. Maria Theresa would give birth to a sizable brood. I don't like that terminology. She's not an animal. She's a person.
A sizable brood. They're like, that's a big fucking baby.
Well, she had 16 children, consisting of
no.
5 sons and 11 daughters.
Couldn't be me.
Including the future Queen of France, Marie Antoinette.
Oh, shit. No way.
Who I also talk about later in this episode.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know, right?
Full circle.
In October of 1740, Charles VI would die. Maria Theresa, at 23 years old, would succeed to the Habsburg throne.
I feel like that's a good age.
I feel like that's young.
It's young,
I feel like
but
you
it's
should
old enough where like
old
your
enough
frontal lobe is
developed. Yeah, you're not a fucking
You're good.
16-year-old,
Yeah,
right?
or
Yeah.
what was it on that last one? That 10-year-old?
Oh, dude, yeah, no, there's literally 9-year-olds that become kings at one point.
Wild.
Because, well,
23
God forbid,
is
we
like
give
old
women
to
power.
take over the crown at that point.
Yeah, right. You're almost dead.
Literally.
Oh, jeez. Subjects of her crown lands, the Austrian duchies and Netherlands, Bohemia and Hungary, were quick to accept Maria Theresa as their empress. They actually didn't have a hard time with it, which is surprising. Maria Theresa immediately faced resistance to her succession from European powers who had previously agreed to her father's pragmatic sanction. Under the leadership of Frederick II, King of Prussia, those powers formed a coalition against Maria Theresa. By December of that year, Frederick II's army invaded Silesia, an Austrian province, and claimed it for his kingdom. Bavaria and France followed suit with their own invasion of Habsburg territories, resulting in an 8-year conflict dubbed the War of the Austrian Succession. And she don't fucking lose. Mm-hmm. Love it. The war ended in 1748 when Austria was forced to let Prussia keep Silesia and to accept the loss of 3 of its Italian territories to France. So she didn't win the war, but they just succeeded some territory and
she was like, whatever.
But that's all it is they just want land. You just give them a little bit of land and their little penis is happy.
They'll leave you alone.
It's stupid.
For the most part.
During the War of the Austrian Succession, Maria Theresa had never found an adequate general. She also struggled to find capable men to align themselves with the Habsburg Empire, with the exception of a few administrators she had I just got so mad right there.
I thought you were going to eat your mic first.
I wanted to. Fucking stupid shit.
She got that dog in
Ooh. Oh my god.
That was so fucking funny.
With the exception of a few administrators she had managed to appoint.
Okay.
It's a fucking hard sentence to read. I'm sorry.
It is.
Like, fuck, dude. English language sucks. Once the war had ended, Maria Theresa set about further reforming the Habsburg government with Silesian exile Count Frederick William Haugwitz. Haugwitz. Heading up the effort. Haugwitz's reform effort focused mainly on the centralization of the empire's power. He assigned Bohemia and Austria to a joint ministry and took power away from the provincial estates. As a result, the affected territories lent Australia's weakened army significantly more military power. So basically making her wants weaker army much stronger.
Right.
Austria also benefited from the wealth produced by those provinces' industries, so she was also helping the economy.
We love that.
By at least promoting somebody who knew what they were doing it for once.
Especially because they didn't prepare her at all.
At all. So she needs trusted advisors.
Yeah. She needs people that know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah.
So she can follow suit.
The increased revenue and cost savings of Maria Theresa and Haugwitz's domestic reforms further served to strengthen the entire army. Although it was peacetime, Maria Theresa saw the need to prepare for an impending second war with Frederick II, as he sought to defend Prussia against Austria's newly formed alliance with its former enemy, France. So he's done. So he fucked up. He made an enemy. He now sees that enemy getting stronger, and he's like, whoa, whoops.
I'm going to send it.
I've got to go. Yeah, you got to send it, or it's going to come and bite you in the fucking ass hard.
Yeah. Everything comes back around, you know what I mean?
In 1756, Frederick II once again waged war against Maria Theresa's empire. His attack culminated in the 7 Years' War, which I've actually heard of that before.
Yes, I have heard of that as well.
During which Maria Theresa tried to reclaim Silesia. In 1762, when Empress Elizabeth died, Russia, one of Austria's greatest allies in the war, withdrew. Because it was clear that the Habsburg dynasty couldn't win the war without its allies, in 1763, Maria Theresa and Frederick agreed to a peace treaty on the condition that Prussia would just keep Silesia. So it's just that one little province just keeps bouncing back and forth. Like, reminds me of a lot of other little strips of land that don't really mean anything. In 1765, Maria Theresa's husband, Francis Stephen, died.
Aww.
Upon his death, Maria Theresa appointed her eldest son, Joseph II, as emperor and co-regent. Unfortunately, they would frequently clash in their beliefs. After considering her own abdication and ultimately rejecting the idea, Maria Theresa allowed Joseph to take control of army reforms and join the Prince of Kaunitz-Reichberg in determining the empire's foreign policy. So basically didn't make him, like, she remained regent, but gave him a lot of control over the army and
I mean,
foreign
I understand
policy.
that you have to delegate, but how old is he? Do you know?
It didn't say. No, okay. I should have looked that up.
I mean, depending, like, if he has any background in any of that, or, like, knowledge, that might be helpful, but I don't know. That's a toss-up. Because you want your kid to succeed.
Yeah.
And
but
you
then
obviously
you want him
need
to do it
like,
right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's weird. Because even he, like, I don't know, Maria Theresa craved peace and tried to promote diplomacy during, like, the remainder of her regency.
Yeah.
But even with all of that, the War of the Bavarian Succession broke out, lasting from 1778 to 1779. Doesn't say who resolved that one, so who knows? I guess, I take it the Bavarian Succession lost because her son still gets to rule eventually because she dies on November 29th, 1780 at Hofburg Palace in Vienna. That's pretty cute. She got to die at the same place she was born.
Her death anniversary is coming up then.
True shit, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck.
The 22nd, right?
Yeah. Damn. Right. Where she had reigned for 4 decades, she left behind a solid basis for future generations of the family empire. With her death, Joseph II assumed full responsibility as Holy Roman Emperor.
Okay.
So, she ruled for 4 fucking decades, though. That's pretty
amazing.
Fucking impressive. And left a really good foundation.
Yeah.
Like,
that's, like, crazy, too, when you think about it, because she knew nothing about how to rule.
But still just had the common sense to surround herself with smart people that she could trust. Form alliances where she needed to, and defend her land where she fucking had to.
Yeah.
She fucking did a badass job. Like, that's
good on you,
fucking
girly.
impressive.
Fuck yeah.
And then, like, I don't know, to give birth to so many
16
children.
kids.
Yeah,
Couldn't
holy
be me.
shit. And then I really feel bad for what happens to her daughter, but we'll get into that. The next one we're going to talk about is Empress Suko.
Okay.
She was the first recorded Empress Regent of Japan.
Oh, okay.
So I felt like this was really cool since we did the first Chinese Empress. We now are doing the first Japanese Empress.
Yeah.
I even found mixed rumors, but the first ever female ruler too. And I'm going to want to do an episode about like a whole episode about just her.
Okay.
So it's like.
We'll do that as part 3.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. She was able to maintain her rule and authority for almost over 35 years. So another, 3.5 decades.
Yeah.
Right? Decades is 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Next is Empress Suko.
Okay.
She was the first recorded Empress of Japan.
Ooh.
She was able to maintain her rule for over 35 years.
Nice.
She established Buddhism as the main religion in Japan.
Hell yeah.
She initialized steps to centralize the state under imperial rule. She established the first cap and rank system and adopted Japan's oldest constitution, which we actually, when we get to the constitution, it's completely different than what you would think. Like, it's not our it's not like our constitution. It's different. It's interesting. But she was trained from a very young age to rule.
Good.
And she exceeded those expectations by quickly becoming empress.
I love that.
Yeah. Like, she fucking killed it. She was born in 554 Common Era, or CE.
Okay.
Which is, the same thing as, what is it, AD? Because we live in BC now. AD is
after death of Jesus Christ.
Oh, no, BC is before.
BC is before Christ.
Yeah, okay, so CE is another term for BC. That's right. And was the third daughter of Emperor Kame.
Okay.
Her mother was a powerful, was a woman from the her mother was a woman from the powerful Soga family.
Okay.
She was the full sister of the future Emperor Yomei. During her childhood, she was known as Princess Nukata B.
That's so pretty.
Right. She was even described as being beautiful and graceful.
I bet she was.
Right. Of course she was. When her father died in 571, Suko's half-brother, Emperor Bodatsu, took the throne. In that same year, when she was 18, he would force her to be his concubine, which is kind of gross. Because, half-brother, half-sister, fucking gross. And then also the concubine thing. Really gross. I hate that whole concept. It's just so fucking... Oh my god. What? And then this reminds me that Blue-Eyed Samurai, they used to make emperors' wives blacken their teeth because they liked black pearls to white. So they would make them drink this tea that literally turned their teeth and gums and lips black because the emperors found it hot. What the fuck?
I feel like that's not good for your enamel.
It's definitely not good, but it was also permanent, and it was just fucking stupid.
It's permanent? It doesn't even wear off?
I hope so. I don't know.
I'd be so fucking mad.
Dude,
What? I mean,
back then it
beauty
was
standards are different.
Because see, back then it was shown as a sign of if you saw somebody with black teeth, that meant they were an empress or some
top
shit.
shit.
Yeah. When that dude's first wife, Empress Hirohime, died, he would elevate Tsuko to be his official wife and his empress.
So she's no longer the mistress, guys.
Yeah, she is now.
How you got him is how you lose him.
She's now the main chick. Don't fuck with her.
She is the main course.
Well, and literally, no, after watching that Blue-Eyed Samurai, though, the way the Empress was portrayed in there, she had way more power than the fucking king did. And then especially when she had sons, it was basically her and her sons had more power than almost everybody else. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And if she wanted something to happen, she was basically like, no, my son will take care of it. And Like, her husband gets executed in front of her, and she doesn't even blink. She's just like, well, nope, you're the new ruler. You do what you got to do. And because she makes him leave a bunch of people behind to die because they saw the embarrassment of his father die. And she's like, they all must die. They should have taken their lives with him.
This is anime, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, bet.
It's so fucking good, dude.
How many seasons? Just one?
First season, 8 episodes, but they left it on a really big cliffhanger, and they already showed images from the next season, so it will be back.
Okay.
But Netflix is super prone to cancel things after 2 seasons.
Yeah, Blood of Zeus. What the fuck? They only canceled it after
Did you ever watch that?
Yeah.
Oh my god, it was so fucking good. And then they canceled that after. Fuck you. But anyways, there we go. She would give her husband 2 sons and 3 daughters.
That's a lot of motherfucking kids.
Right? And
couldn't be me.
Yeah, especially considering that's your half brother. But anyways,
literally, I keep forgetting that.
Yeah,
Fuck.
that's the part that just like it just tastes gross. It just tastes gross when yeah.
I like it.
Luckily, he would die in 585.
Okay.
And was succeeded by his sickly half brother, Emperor Yomei.
Sickly.
Yeah. However, his reign was incredibly brief. He died 2 years after ascending the throne due to his illness.
Poor guy.
His death ignited a huge power struggle, and it helped pave the way for Empress Zuko's rise to power.
Hell yeah. They were like, fuck this guy.
Yeah, basically. Emperor Yomei's successor was his half-brother, Emperor Shishun. However, he came to power with the help of the Soga family, which was Zuko's mother's family.
Yeah.
And in particular, Zuko's uncle, Umako. However, Emperor Shishun would resent Umako because he tried to then gain influence over him. So, helped him gain power and then tried to use that power to gain influence. Mm-hmm. So he would try to have him assassinated. Shishun would decide to assassinate him. He hired Mumako no Sakun.
Okay.
An imperial chieftain to... Oh, hold on. Now I got this so fucking backwards. It was Umako that wanted to have the emperor assassinated.
Okay.
So he hired that dude, and they assassinated Emperor Shishun.
Okay.
So
shit.
That's pretty fucking nuts.
Wow.
And then, this is where it gets fucking crazy. Okay. So that Umako dude would assassinate the former emperor, and then he would decide to make his niece, Empress Zuko, queen.
Okay.
And since matriarchal times, there had never been a female ruler of Japan. Also, there were other male members of the imperial family, including Empress Zuko's sons, who could easily inherit the throne. The reason why Umako chose his niece to be the ruler of Japan is unknown, but it may be linked to her connections with the Soga clan, which makes sense.
Yeah.
Umako urged the ministers of the court to beg Empress Zuko to ascend the throne. She refused 3 times, and then finally consented and became the ruler in 592. Right? She's like,
okay, but really, do you want me to? I don't know.
I guess I could, but I don't really want to. Ask me later.
Right.
I got a headache right now.
Not now. I have a headache.
I got a headache. I don't want to talk about it. Where the fuck was I? Oh yeah, she would become ruler in 592. Once on the throne, the choice for the heir apparent and regent was not one of Empress Zuko's son, but Umako, the second son of Emperor Yomei. So he kind of set himself up to be ruler in the end.
He's like, listen, I'll let you...
He's playing the long game.
Be empress. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I want to be your right hand.
Yeah, I want to basically be next in line. So that's kind of fucking sneaky.
Interesting.
Ancient sources claim the reason for this is because he had a general control of the government and was entrusted with all the details of administration, which makes sense. So, motherfucker knew what he was doing too.
Yeah, but that's helpful.
In the second year of her reign, she would establish Buddhism as the official religion by issuing the flourishing 3 Treasures Edict. They got some beautiful sounding laws and
Yeah.
shit, dude.
I'm like, I'm intrigued.
We got Article 13, Section 5. They got the fucking Flourishing Three Treasures Edict. Go read that, bitch. Thus, under her reign, Buddhism thrived. Korean Buddhist monks who were familiar with Chinese culture came to Japan. The Horyuji Temple, the oldest existing wooden building in the world, was built. Ooh. The Chinese calendar was introduced. In 603, she adopted the Chinese bureaucratic system, where she installed the 12 grades of cap ranks. This was one of the first rank and cap systems in Japanese history.
Okay.
The most famous of her accomplishments was the 17-article constitution, Japan's first constitution. It was not a system of laws in which a state should be governed, as in our constitution.
Right.
It was more focused on the morals and virtues of government officials. So
we need that.
Right? And so the Constitution stated, quote, harmony is to be valued, and an avoidance of wanton opposition to be honored. All men are influenced by class feelings, and there are few who are intelligent. Hence, there are some who disobey their lords and fathers, or who maintain feuds with their neighboring villages. But when those above are harmonious and those below are friendly, and there is concord in the discussion of business, right views of things spontaneously gain acceptance. So she literally knows right then, stop being dicks to each other, and we can make changes.
You know what goes a long fucking way? Is kindness
and harmony. Yes.
And rational thinking.
It's fucking crazy.
Wild. What a concept.
Wild. But no, let's just go commit wars all the time, because that's so much easier.
Send this to the fucking government.
I wish they would just laugh.
Right.
Yeah, she ruled, like I said at the beginning, she ruled for 35 years. She died in 629 CE.
Okay.
She was succeeded by Emperor Jomei, a grandson of Emperor Badatsu. So apparently, I guess her uncle must have died at some point during her reign, and he just never got to...
Well, that's what it's like. He obviously was not expecting her to
live for 35 years. Yeah. He probably thought, I'll get her in. She's a woman. They'll assassinate her in a year. I'll be fucking ruling. No problem.
Boom. Nope.
I'm too old. You need to die. No, you first, motherfucker.
That long game didn't work out for you.
Yeah. You played the long game. You didn't think that went a little too far through.
Yeah.
Overall, though, Empress Suko proved to be a very capable ruler. She made many contributions to Japanese history, from the establishment and spread of Buddhism as the state religion to overseeing the writing of an entire constitution.
Yeah. And beautiful at that.
Yeah. It's pretty impressive. Pretty fucking impressive.
Crazy.
And I just love the fact that, you don't hear about these women ever.
Yeah.
You never hear about it. You always hear about these great kings and generals and blah, blah, blah. There are just as equally great women doing fucking just as equally great shit behind there too, and it's just ignored or just thrown to the side. It's brushed under the rug.
Fuck the patriarchy.
Or in some circumstances, like Joan of Arc, it's spun to where you're a heretic fucking witch and you get burned at the stake after literally helping a motherfucker gain rule.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking bitches. Whatever. But anyways, next up, Marie Antoinette. Her full name, Marie Antoinette Josephia Joanna.
Wow.
Damn, bitch. Stick with the Marie Antoinette. Names. I get it. I get the Antoinette. She was born November 2nd, 1755. So
Happy
her birthday just passed. Oh, you would have been really fucking old. She was actually born in the same place as her mother. That's really cute. She was a Scorpio.
Oh, okay.
That's cute.
I like Scorpios.
I think her mother was a Taurus. I forgot to mention that.
Yeah, she was born May 13th.
Yeah, she was a Taurus, so similar minds, me and her.
I don't know why I remembered that, but...
That was an interesting... I'm glad that you did. Because I don't even think I mentioned that when I talked about her.
No, you did.
I did say she was a Scorpio?
No, you didn't say she was...
I said her birthday.
You said her birthday,
See,
but I don't know why
I'm not good with astrological signs. I can't just instantly know which ones are signs.
I just know the ones that are, in my family.
Oh, I get you.
And so if it's like close to that day, then I know exactly.
Smart. Yeah. Fucking smart.
It's the Sagittarius in me.
Oh my God.
I'm just kidding.
That is fucking hilarious. Marie Antoinette was the 15th and second to last child of Maria Theresa.
Okay.
She lived a relatively carefree childhood. Her education was
sure you had a badass mom.
Right, with 16 fucking brothers and sisters, dude. That's crazy. Fucking crazy.
Could be me.
Her education was typical of an 18th century aristocratic girl and focused primarily on religious and moral principles.
Okay.
While her brothers studied more academic subject matter.
Of course.
Stupid. With the conclusion of the 7 Years' War in 1763, the preservation of a fragile allegiance between Austria and France became a priority for Empress Maria Theresa. Cementing alliances through matrimonial connections was a common practice among European royal families at the time.
Okay.
Obviously.
Yeah.
So that's leading up to where she gets forced to marry Louis XVI. What the fuck is X17? 16? X is 10, V is 5. 16. Holy shit. Louis the 16th. Oh, Louis the 16th.
Gotta love it.
I've heard that name. I've just never seen it just written as Louis XVI.
Oh, in Roman numerals.
Yeah, so if they could have, they could have just wrote it as Louis the 16th. But no,
fair.
I wanted to be fancy and add the Roman numerals. Fucking dumb me. Oh, okay. No. I'm sorry, I jumped the gun. In 1765, Louis Dauphin de France, also known as Louis Ferdinand, died. The son of French monarch Louis the 15th.
Okay.
His death left the king's 11-year-old grandson, Louis Auguste, heir to the French throne.
11?
Yeah. Within months, Marie Antoinette and Louis Auguste, the future king Louis XVI, were pledged to marry. 3 years later, Louis XV dispatched a tutor to Austria to instruct his grandson's future wife. The tutor found Marie Antoinette, quote, more intelligent than has been generally supposed. Well, that's the other thing. This is one thing that I wanted to talk about, too, because she gets a lot of fucking backlash.
Yeah, she does.
She's involved in the French Revolution and everything, and there's like, she was dumb, she was stupid, she didn't know what was going on, she just talked shit to everybody. All she wanted to do was eat cake. Yeah, she was so disconnected. None of that is true. Oh.
So they got married at 14?
I guess so. I guess I also jumped the gun a little bit again because the tutor did say that she was more intelligent than had been generally supposed, but added that since she was, quote, rather lazy and extremely frivolous, she is hard to teach.
He was like, write this sentence. I don't really feel like it.
I don't really feel like it. Just do it, Marie. I don't wanna. Marie Antoinette was a child of only 14 years, delicately beautiful with gray-blue eyes and ash-blonde hair. In May 1770, she set out for France to be married, escorted by 57 carriages, 117 footmen, and 376 motherfucking horses.
That's an entourage.
That is a motherfucking entourage. They would be married on May 16th, 1770.
3 days after her mom's birthday.
Girl, you are so good with dates. What the fuck? I forget it as soon as I read it.
I don't know.
I can't even remember my parents' birthdays. I'm awful. She didn't adjust well to the married life, however. She was obviously not ready, and her frequent letters home revealed intense homesickness.
Oh, poor baby.
Quote, Madame, my very dear mother, she wrote in one letter, I have not received one of your dear letters without having the tears come to my eyes. She also bristled at some of the rituals she was expected to perform as a lady of the French royal family. I put on my rouge and washed my hands in front of the whole world, she complained, referring to a ritual in which she was required to put on her makeup in front of dozens of courtiers. How fucking annoying would that be? And how much would that fuck with your head where they're
just watching you put your makeup on?
They talk shit about you for getting a big ego, but then they literally make you the fucking star of a fucking reality TV show in fucking 17th century France. Fucking A, dude. When Louis XV died in 1774, his son Louis Auguste, I don't know, succeeded him to the French throne as Louis XVI, making Marie Antoinette at 9 years old Queen of France. 19 years old, I'm sorry.
I was like, what?
We're traveling backwards in time again. 19 years old.
Oh, fuck no. I had a kid at 19. That was too much. I couldn't imagine.
Right.
Being a queen at 19.
Oh my god, absolutely. Dude, I don't even remember what I was smoking a lot of weed.
That's fair.
No, I was joining the military, actually. That was the year I joined the military. When I was 19.
Okay.
Still smoking weed. Anyways. The personalities of Louis XVI and Marie Antoinette could not have been more different. He was introverted, shy, and indecisive. He loved solitary pleasures such as reading and metalwork, while she was vivacious, outgoing, and bold, a very social butterfly who loved gambling, partying, and extravagant fashions.
I feel like sometimes those make for the best relationships, though.
Right? So, like,
Yeah.
a guy more grounded in reality.
Opposites attract.
That's how, like, my parents were very similar to that. My mom was very rambunctious partier. My dad was the kind of guy who would have one beer and he would literally walk around with the same beer the entire night.
Okay.
Be everybody's designated driver.
Yeah.
Basically, like, make sure my mom got home safe every night. Like,
Be very introverted.
yeah,
Not really
but
talk to
two
anybody.
complete polar
Yeah.
opposites, and yet they've been married for 40 something years. It's
Yeah,
fucking
there
insane.
you go.
So you never know. However, when the king went to bed before midnight, Marie Antoinette's nights of partying and carousing had yet to begin. She wouldn't wake up before noon. He had already been at work for hours.
Sounds like me.
Marie Antoinette had 4 children, though not right after marrying Louis XVI. In 1777, word had reached Marie Antoinette's mother that her daughter and Louis had yet consummated their marriage. So Empress Maria Theresa immediately dispatched her son, Marie Antoinette's older brother Joseph II, who would then become king later on, to France to act as a sort of marriage counselor. How the fuck is that gonna work?
I don't want to talk to my brother about not fucking my husband, okay?
Whatever his counsel was, apparently it worked, though, because shortly after...
I think he told her that you literally fucking have to.
Yeah.
There's no choice in
I'm
this
pretty
matter.
sure I'm hoping that he went to her as a loving brother and was like, look, if you don't have an heir soon, or if you guys don't have kids soon, mom's going to freak the fuck out on you, and you don't want her to do that. Just start trying to have
really
kids.
Fucking drunk.
Yeah, just do what you got to do to get it over with. Hopefully. I just hope she didn't.
Me sad,
I hope he didn't go there and like fucking make it happen.
It's just the fact that like she obviously didn't want to sleep
Didn't
with
want
him,
to.
and it's the fact that she
But it's also
had
rumored that
no
she
other
was
choice.
sleeping with a lot of other people.
Okay, so yeah,
It's
she
rumored
just
that
wasn't attracted to her
Which
husband.
totally get it. I totally get it.
Especially
when
because it was an arranged
it was an
marriage.
arranged marriage.
Yeah.
It's not like she ever fucking chose to be married to
Yeah.
him. 8 years after her wedding, Marie Antoinette gave birth to their first child, Marie Theresa Charlotte. So
Named after her mama.
yeah, they like the reoccurring names though.
Yeah.
In 1781, followed by 2 more children, Louis Charles and Sophie. Marie Antoinette was a devoted mother, though royal protocol prevented her from handling their day-to-day care, which kind of sucks. Oh, tragedy struck the family when Sophie died less than a year after her birth, and Louis Joseph died in 1789 at the age of 7. So she lost 2 of her kids.
The baby was probably SIDS.
Yeah,
Or some sort of sickness.
especially back then.
7-year-old was probably like an accident or a
Or
sickness.
measles or something. You never know.
It was hard living back then. Especially having children. It's scary now. I can't even fucking imagine.
But granted, I mean, now that I'm reading this part, he probably was a service to him because he died merely weeks before the French Revolution would start. So,
yeah.
and we all
For the
know
best.
how that
R.I.P.
ended.
Kiddos, you poor babies.
Yeah, it's pretty shitty.
That makes me sad.
Marie Theresa and Louis Charles. Oh, the 2 daughters.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what? I thought Marie Therese. No, Sophie died. That's right. Marie Therese and Louis Charles initially followed their parents into captivity following their arrest in 1789, but were eventually separated from them.
Shit.
Oof. Louis Charles was subjected to abuse and mistreatment, including being forced to give false abuse allegations against his mother. and he died aged 10, just 2 years after Marie's execution.
Oh, fuck.
Rumors of his supposed escape from his prison led to decades of fictitious pretenders who claimed to be the lost Dauphin, or Louis XVII. Marie, and Louis' sole surviving child was finally released after the end of Reign of Terror and spent an unhappy life moving between France and other European royal courts in exile until her death in 1851 at age 72.
She lived a long freaking time.
That was her daughter, though, because Marie Antoinette got...
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And to, like, go through all of that for that long, that's so sad.
Oh, I got these fucking names confused the fuck out of me for a second. So yeah, they're only one of their child survived and lived to be 72. Marie Therese. That's fucking crazy. With the similar names, they're fucking confusing the shit out of me.
That's fair.
During the 1780s, countless pamphlets accused Marie Antoinette of ignorance, extravagance, and adultery. Some featured salacious cartoons, and others dubbed her Madame Deficit.
What the fuck?
At the time, the French government was sliding into financial turmoil, and poor harvests were driving up grain prices across the country, making Marie Antoinette's fabulously extravagant lifestyle the subject of popular ire. Which is what it was. Like, they were living in luxury while everybody else was still starving.
Oh, weird. It's almost like America's doing that right fucking now.
Right fucking now. In 1785, an infamous diamond necklace scandal permanently tarnished the Queen's reputation. A thief posing as Marie Antoinette had obtained a 647 diamond necklace and smuggled it to London to be sold off in pieces. What the fuck? That's insane.
That's identity theft.
Yeah, but yet that somehow goes to be her fault for having somebody impersonating her.
They're like, well, she looked like you, so.
Although Marie Antoinette was innocent of any involvement, she was nevertheless guilty in the eyes of the people. That is so stupid. It's literally like us today.
They're like, hey, she didn't do that. They're like, don't care.
They canceled her.
You're done.
Yep. Jeez, so stupid. Marie Antoinette is perhaps best known for the quote, "Let them eat cake." As the story goes, upon hearing that the people had no bread to eat around the start of the French Revolution in 1789, the Queen commented, I'm not about to fucking read French. Qu'il mangent de la brioche? Yeah, basically let them. Well, but they didn't have cake, they had brioche. So she basically said, well, let them eat brioche, which is just sweet bread, I guess. But however, there is no evidence that she actually said that.
So they're like, she may or may not have said this.
Yeah. Historians generally agree that such a heartless comment would have been highly uncharacteristic of a French queen, because they were trained in etiquette and manners and shit. Like,
yeah, but she wasn't French.
She was a French queen, though. She was trained in being a French queen.
Doesn't necessarily mean that's who you is.
True. The remark is generally traced back several decades to a version involving le crotte de pâté, another kind of French pastry. The comment was supposedly made by Marie Therese, a Spanish princess who married King Louis XIV?
The 15th.
No, that would be XV.
XIV?
Yeah. Well, maybe
or 14th. Because
IV
15.
is 4. Those line, 2 lines, 3 lines, line V for 5.
Yes. Okay.
VI for 6. Okay, so yeah, Louis the 14th. Boom, you're fucking genius. In 1660. She was also accused of having an affair with Axel von Fersen, a Swedish diplomat, right?
I thought you were going to say Swedish dipshit. I was like,
some Swedish dipshit. I would, yeah, just some Swedish dipshit. Who knows? Oh my God. It was rumored that she met him at a ball in Versailles in 1774, shortly before she became queen. And they continued their relationship, into her queenhood and years into it.
Okay.
Although many historians have surmised they had a physical relationship, the limited surviving correspondence between the two gives only mention of a deep emotional connection. So
Could be just an emotional
could have just
affair.
been like a really big crush on each other, and they never really acted on it.
Huh.
But yeah, and then in July 14th, 1789, 900 French workers and peasants stormed the Bastille prison to take arms and ammunition, marking the beginning of the French Revolution. On October 6th of that year, a crowd estimated at 10,000 gathered outside the Palace of Versailles and demanded that the king and queen be brought to Paris. At the Tuileries Palace in Paris, the always indecisive Louis XVI acted almost paralyzed, and Marie Antoinette immediately stepped into his place, meeting with advisors and ambassadors and dispatching urgent letters to other European rulers.
Fucking puss.
Right? Begging them to help save France's monarchy. In a plot hatched primarily by Marie Antoinette and her likely lover, Count Axel von Fersen, the royal family attempted to escape France in June 1791, with von Fersen driving the carriage carrying the royal family. They were recognized and recaptured. Despite von Fersen's repeated attempts to stage other rescue attempts, he would see Marie Antoinette only once more before her death. That's really sad. So he really fucking tried to get her out of there. And her family.
He had to have fucking loved her. God. You're not going to put your life on the line for somebody that you don't really care
that
about.
Sucks.
Like that. Yeah.
That really sucks. That September, King Louis XVI agreed to uphold a new constitution drafted by the Constituent National Assembly in return for keeping at least his symbolic power. Didn't do much in helping him keep his head.
No.
However, in the summer of 1792, with France at war with Austria and Prussia, the increasingly powerful radical Jacobin leader Maximilien de Robespierre,
that is quite the name.
called for the removal of the king. In 1792, after a month of terrible massacres in Paris, the National Convention abolished the monarchy, declared the establishment of a French republic, and arrested the king and queen. In January 1793, the radical new republic replaced King Louis XVI on trial, convicted him of treason, and condemned him to death. On January 21st... All right, said the sloth. Jeez.
The last dandelion of the season.
I love him so much.
Right.
I think that's where my addiction to sloths came from, honestly. Was the
Ice
first
Age?
Ice Age.
That was a good movie.
I love it.
I loved it.
Classic. On January 21st, 1793, he was dragged to the guillotine and executed. Marie Antoinette was executed by guillotine on October 16th, 1793. She was 37 years old.
So young, too.
Yeah. It sucks. On the night before her execution, she had written her last letter to her sister-in-law, Elizabeth. Quote, "I am calm, as people whose conscience is clear." In the moments before her execution, when the priest who was present told her to have courage, Marie Antoinette responded, "Courage? The moment when my ills are going to end is not the moment when courage is going to fail me." So she's literally like, this is when all the shit I've been going through is coming to an end. Do you really think I'm going to be a coward now?
Right.
She literally stuck up for everything when her fucking husband cowered in the corner. Little bitch. Her last words were reportedly uttered to her executioner after stepping on his foot in front of the guillotine, offering him an apology. Quote, "Pardon, monsieur, I did not do it on purpose." Yeah.
That makes me want to fucking cry.
She literally
Even in her last moments where she knows this man is going to fucking pull the lever.
Dignified, respectful. Like, that's what makes me really find it hard to believe that she would be as heartless as to say something as like, "Oh, let them eat brioche." Or maybe she did and it was like, but in like a way that was taken so out of context where they
wanted to make her look bad. She had to be the fall man.
Yes, of course.
You know, you always need somebody to blame, and who better than a woman?
Well, it's funny because even years and years later, Thomas Jefferson was quoted as saying, quote, "I have always believed that if there had been no queen, there would have been no revolution." So they simply, literally just
they didn't want a woman.
They saw her and they just got jealous.
Yeah.
And they just got like.
I don't necessarily. Well, yeah, definitely jealousy, but I think it was envy.
They just saw that she had so much and they didn't, and they used her as this rallying point of like
misogynistic
hatred.
Fucking
when it wasn't, yeah, she had no control over any of it. She was literally just a puppet to the circumstances.
Her husband bitched out that she was pulling strings,
and even then, it wasn't enough. So yeah,
and she had boy toy rallying behind her.
So hard, dude. That would have been like an epic fucking love romance story if he had been able to get her out.
Hollywood,
like, do it.
Get on it.
Maybe I will. Fuck it. And then our last topic, we've brought her up when we didn't talk about it, but if we had talked about it, Elizabeth and Mary.
Oh, yeah.
Lady Jane Grey.
Oh, hell. Okay, bet.
She's also known as Tragic Lady Jane Grey or the 9-Day Queen.
Okay.
Yep. She's known in British history as the monarch with the shortest reign. She was the eldest daughter of Henry Grey, Duke of Suffolk, and she was the great-granddaughter of Henry VII. Yeah, VII. Yeah.
Yep.
Henry VII. She was proclaimed queen after the death of her cousin, the Protestant King Edward VI, the son of Henry VII, or 8th. Jesus Christ, guys, and your fucking numbers. Fuck.
Pick a different name.
Right? She was actually 5th in line to the throne, but was his personal choice because she was Protestant.
Okay.
Edward's half-sister, Mary the Bloody Mary, was truly next in line, but because she was a devout Catholic, he didn't favor her as much, so he didn't want her to be in charge. Yeah. John Dudley, Duke of Northumberland, was protector to King Edward V or VI. He persuaded the dying young king to give his crown to Lady Jane Grey, who by coincidence just happened to be the Duke's daughter-in-law.
Interesting.
I feel like there's always,
favoritism.
Yeah. When Edward died on the 6th of July, 1553, Lady Jane ascended to the throne with her husband, Lord Guildford Dudley. Guildford. That's a name.
Dudley.
Dudley's just dweebly.
I just think of Harry Potter.
Oh my god. I fucking hate Dudley. Yeah. She was only 16 when she would become the queen.
That's so young. I was wilding the fuck out at 16.
Dude, I don't even remember.
It was insane.
Lady Jane was known as beautiful and intelligent. She had studied Latin, Greek, and Hebrew, and was fluent in French and Italian.
Bad bitch.
Fucking bad bitch.
Fucking
like,
bitch.
Speak all those languages to me, damn.
Yeah.
However, the country rose in favor of the direct and true royal line, and the council proclaimed Mary queen some 9 days later. Unfortunately for Lady Jane, her advisors were grossly incompetent, and her father was partially responsible for her untimely execution as he was involved in an attempted rebellion. So, the Wyatt rebellion that.
So you chose to get your daughter killed.
Your daughter killed because of your dumb actions, basically.
Love that for you. Couldn't be me.
Well, because, I remember when we were talking about her when we tried to record the last episodes, she's known as Bloody Mary because the Wyatt Rebellion was a bunch of Protestants who rose up and she massacred thousands of them. Mm-hmm. It was because of that rebellion that Lady Jane and her husband would become lodged in the Tower of London, where they would be taken out and beheaded on the 12th of February, 1554. Guildford was executed first on Tower Hill, his body taken away by horse and cart, driven right past Lady Jane's lodgings. They did that shit on purpose.
Yeah.
Fuckers. She would then be taken to the Tower Green within the Tower of London, where the block was waiting for her. She died, it is said, very bravely. On the scaffold, she asked the executioner, "Please dispatch me quickly." So once again, all these women fucking facing their deaths with such fucking just composure and elegance. Like, most
Still
men
graceful,
go
even
up
at the
there
very
fucking
end.
crying, pissing themselves, begging for forgiveness, and most of these women are just like...
They accept it. They're
because
like,
they know
okay.
they have no power.
Yeah.
They know that they have no
It
control.
is what it is at that point. It's just fucking send it, dude.
Yep. She would tie her handkerchief around her eyes and begin feeling for the block, asking, "Where is it?" One of the onlookers would help her find it. When she laid her head down, she stretched her arms out, saying, "Lord, into thy hands I commit my soul." And then she was beheaded. She had been Queen of England for just 9 days, from the 10th of July to the 19th of July.
That's crazy. Well, it's crazy, too, that she put, like, the handkerchief on her eyes. Like, she didn't want people to see... And she didn't want to see...
The end.
The end, you know? And it's
that
like...
I get.
It blows my mind that, like, public... like executions were such a big thing in France, especially.
Dude, in most parts of the world, they still
They would have like fucking food vendors and shit. It's like going to a
they were
going to
literally
Parker
they were
Days.
turned it was turned into like spectacles.
Yes.
It's kind of gross.
Yeah.
It's kind of gross.
Dinner and a show. Fuck.
And then just goes to show how so many people became like desensitized to violence and death and shit throughout generations. Like, take your family and kids to the local hanging.
Yeah, literally. Have kids on your shoulders
Uh-huh.
like it's a fucking concert at Fiddler's.
Or when they had people in like the gallows and shit, or the stockades, and they'd like
Throw tomatoes.
give their kids rotten tomatoes.
Potatoes.
She's throwing potatoes.
You guys haven't seen the
Honor Among
D&D
Thieves.
movie?
It's so fucking
So
good.
silly.
But yeah, no, those are my 4 badass
I loved
queens.
that. Those
I
were
think
awesome.
Those chicks were way more badass than the 4 I was gonna do originally.
Hell yeah. I like
especially Lady Jane Grey. I feel like she gets the brunt of it. Same with Marie Antoinette. Like I remember for the longest time only ever hearing of her
being a piece of shit.
Her being fucking let them eat cake, but that's all bullshit.
Yeah.
She tried.
Well,
Fucking
it's
nuts,
like
dude.
she was giving, like, if she did say that, she was giving a solution to the problem.
Genuinely, I wonder if she was like, somebody said that to her and she turned to him and she was like, well, we have a ton of extra like brioche. We can give them the brioche.
Give them the brioche.
And then somebody was like, oh yeah, let them eat cake. That makes sense. I'm going to go fucking tell them that. And then they ran outside and they were like, oh my God, the queen just said,
This
go eat
fucking
cake.
cunt. Yeah.
This bitch just said, go fucking eat cake because we're
Right.
starving to death.
Insane.
No, she was actually offering a suggestion.
Yeah.
Possibly. I don't know. I would
Let's
like to
hope.
think so.
I would like to hope.
But yeah.
That was badass.
Right?
Badass Queens Part 2.
Badass Queens Part 2. Please go
was
watch Part 1 if you
good.
haven't.
Yeah.
I like all 8 of these bitches. They badass motherfuckers. They give me a lot of it. They inspire the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
it goes
nice
to show
having,
that no matter
like, figures in history for
role models,
women.
yeah, people that we can look up to.
Yeah,
Because for so
you
long,
don't learn about it. You learn the whitewashed version,
you
the men's
learn
version
of all the strong, powerful men that have shaped the world, but
Yeah.
you never hear about the equally, if not more, powerful women behind those men that usually
Calling
kept
the
them
fucking
motivated,
shots.
gave
Yeah.
birth to them, fucking raised them, taught, like, literally they had so much
birth
more
their
control.
fucking half dozen children.
Oh my God,
2 dozen
16
children.
kids. Fuck me.
Fuck that. I could not imagine.
No. Well, dude, like, there's modern people that still do that. Like, look at Philip Rivers and his wife, dude. They have like 11 kids. I'm just like,
could never.
I feel so bad for the woman in that circumstance because it's like, you're pregnant, you give birth, boom, you're pregnant, not even a month after giving birth.
Well,
like,
and it's
what
like,
the
if
fuck?
you like that, do you? I will not hate, but it's the fact that these
If it's
women
being forced on you by
had
a
to.
fucking man,
You
it's
had to give
stupid.
heirs.
Yeah.
That was like basically your sole fucking job.
Yeah, it's fucking dumb.
Anyway.
But with that, I think we're gonna sign off because I'm fucking starving.
Food!
Friendsgiving! Once again, happy Thanksgiving to all of our listeners and everything. We truly appreciate all of you. I mean, we would be doing this regardless, but it definitely makes it fucking worth it every time we see, that you guys are listening to us and enjoying us. So
thank you guys.
send us
We are thankful for you.
Yes. Send us any feedback or suggestions to our Gmail. StrangeNarratives@gmail.com. We have Facebook, Instagram, TikTok,
YouTube,
Spotify, all under Strange Narratives. Please hit that bell icon so you can stay updated when we post a new episode. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed what you heard here.
Yep.
And with that, we're going to skedoodle.
All right, we're backing out.
Bye-bye.
Just say hi. That's what I always say.
I do hey.
Hey.
Hey. God damn it.
Hey, hey, hey.
Hey, hey, hey. Hey.
Hey, buddy. How you doing? Anyway.
Oh, great start already. Hey, I'm Raven. No, what the fuck? It doesn't sound natural.
Just say hi.
I don't know what to say. Sup. Sup. Welcome to the podcast.
Fuck me up.
Holy shit, dude. It's gonna be one of those nights. Good.
I love it. This is what we need right now.
This is what we fucking need.
Oh, God. I can't laugh like that. My cheeks hurt already.
Good. Oh, fuck.
Fuck. She's wheezing. My fucking cheeks. This is chaos.
What the fuck happened? All right. Coming up after, or coming up next.
But wait, there's more.
But wait, there's more. And no, that's what I call Music 500. Jesus Christ.
Oh, hell. See, and I feel like the way that we feel about that is the same way that other people feel about the African tradition of gauging like your neck, and your ears, and everything.
I mean, I guess I do understand it, but at the same time, like, those
I find
are just,
it dope.
I think it's cool, but at the same time, it's also, those are beauty standards that they're forced to kind of live up to.
Yeah,
and so
it
they
shows
do
like
this
status.
crazy body augmentation to live up to this standard that they
The neck thing
shouldn't
like
have
freaks
to.
me out.
Well, because
I
then
don't
if they
like
take those
anything like
off, their neck is not stable.
yeah.
Like, it's scary. Like, I don't know. It scares me.
It's
I just don't
insane
like
that the
that-
body can do that. You put enough shit.
It stretches. Yeah.
Wild.
It's crazy.
Walking around like fucking Miss Incredible, Mr. Fantastic. I love that for you. No disrespect.
I couldn't do it.
I couldn't do it for sure. I did my ears. That's about it.
Yeah. Well, I guess we say that, and then we have both stretched parts of our body. Phrasing. It is historians generally. It was rumored. Anyways.